Hello and welcome back to another video. So, not on the bank this time, I'm afraid. Plenty things going on other than fishing, I'm afraid. So I've not been able to get out on the bank for the last 2 weeks or so. So let's just have a little chat about what this video is about. It's not an unboxing per se, but it kind of is at the same time. Now, it's 1st of February and I've done one dead baiting session and 3 lure sessions since Christmas, but I've kind of kept the lure sessions quiet because I don't know why. I wanted to see how I got on with it because I haven't fished for pike on lures for quite a while. I did one session a couple of years ago and I had one small jack, but since then I felt like I've not had the adequate gear to go out and really sort of cast anything bigger than sort of 3 inches. Most of my baits and my lures and my tackle is all geared towards perch really, and maybe I might catch the odd jack on, you know, while fishing for perch and chub and smaller predators, zander and that kind of thing. But I've never really had any dedicated pike tackle lure wise for about 10-15 years, well 15 years, and I really fancy getting back into lure fishing. I've been talking about it for such a long time now. You guys have seen my unboxing of my large lures that I bought last year. I think it was October, November last year. And I was gagging to get out and fish for a lot of them, but I didn't really have too much, how can I put it? I didn't really have too much of the right substance to go out there and fish with. So I didn't have the right tackle, you know, or I didn't have enough stuff in order for me to go out and give it a bit of a bash. Now, the stuff I've bought, trust me, it's a little bit overboard. You don't need this for lure fishing. A lot of the guys are going to tell you exactly that, and they're probably sitting at home thinking, "Why have you bought so much?" It's my personality, you know. I'm one of these people when I buy equipment, especially fishing equipment, because I didn't really have all the stuff I wanted to have when I was younger. I've been able to purchase what I want now, basically. And the last thing for me to get, other than my carp travel setup, because I'm going to get a small little carp travel setup, was my big lure pike stuff. Once I've got that, then I've got every piece of tackle literally that I need to fish with for the rest of my life. I mean, I've probably got enough now, but I really wanted to get some really decent tackle. So I've got a little haul. I bought a little haul. It's cost me a little bit of a small fortune. Obviously, I'm not going to take all this out in one go. It's almost like you're a you know, when you start seeing the stuff, it's almost going to be like I'm a sponsored angler. I'm not a sponsored angler. I just think when it's something I actually like, I end up going a bit overboard when buying it. So we'll start off being, you know, showing you the tackle that I bought over the last sort of month or so, so it'll get me out there and I can start really nailing hopefully some big pike or pike in general on lures. Well, the first thing I got was a bit of a mixture because obviously, you know, my lure fishing is perch. You know, I absolutely love perch fishing lures, so I wanted to like I say, get bigger stuff for pike. So I've got a few bits of perch stuff which I'll show you as well. So the first things first, okay, you saw me do an unboxing video. Like I say, I'll put it in the top right hand corner and you can have a look. Now, I bought myself a very nice Savage black gear, Savage. It's the black range of lure rods. It's a trigger grip. It's for casting big lures. It's 100 grams. They do make a heavier version at 150, but it's 8'2", I think, and it does 100 grams. So to me, that's a big lure. Anything over 50 grams is a big lure. But I didn't have a reel for it, so I was looking for a reel, and I looked around and I ended up buying this one. This is a Daiwa reel, really nice one. This one, it's a left-hand wind. Obviously, you know, I feel a bit cack-handed doing it right-handed, but yeah, I bought myself a left-hand wind. I put Fox carrier braid, 8-strand carrier braid on it. I think it's 8. Is it 8-strand? It's this one here. And I've got that on there, and that's at its highest peak. I think it's about £70 braid. This one here is a £40 braid. This is for a smaller reel, which I'm going to show you in a moment. So I purchased this reel to go on that rod. It goes quite well in it, but the reel's just slightly smaller for the actual rod size in terms of balance. So I may use this for a different rod in a moment, which I'll show you. So with that bigger rod, I might end up getting an Abu Garcia jerkbait reel. I think it's 6,501 It's a blue reel and it's got like a little musky on the side of it. Really nice reel, about 150 quid. So even less I'll pay for that one. So that's going to be the setup for my big heavy beast lures. So yeah, I've got some of this carrier braid. You got really nice Shimano ones, and you got the J braid from Daiwa and that. But I bought this Fox one because it seemed to be a really good price, and I kind of like the silky smoothness of it. Now I am not a braid connoisseur. You know, there's people out there who know a lot more about lure fishing than I do. But I thought this was quite a nice one. It was recommended to me as well, and it feels quite nice when I was spooling up that Daiwa Pro Rex reel. Felt really nice. So they do this in a grey colour as well. So I bought a slightly lighter breaking strain one. You'll see the rods because I bought some rods as well in a moment. So you'll see those. And I bought this Shimano SLX. I think this comes in different sizes. I bought the smallest one. So it's a Shimano SLX 151 XG. Really nice. I had one similar to this years ago. I think it was a Corrado or Corrado. Don't quote me on what it was actually called. I'm not very good with names. I'm going back 15 years or so, so I ain't going to remember the names. I'm not a lure connoisseur, like I say. I'm lure fishing to me is a bit of fun, but I really want to really start getting into it. And it's a really nice reel. As you can see, it's got a lovely metallic blue, sort of electric blue, aluminium style. I think it's aluminium. Nice black. I like this because you can undo the bottom and you can access the brake system. So you can access the braking system in now. Like I say, I'm no expert on these type of reels. I've been told this is actually quite a nice reel and a good reel for the price. I think I paid about £80 for it, so it's fairly cheap. It's quite small in comparison to the Pro Rex reel from Daiwa. You know, it's quite small. But what I did buy is the oversized handles. You can get these in different size handles, and I bought the oversized one. And it feels really, really nice, actually. And this is going to go on a slightly smaller rod. So I've got two different rods I'm going to show you that these reels are going to go onto. So forget that Savage Gear Black for the moment. Like I say, I'm going to get an Abu to go on that one. And I'll show you the rods that I'm going to put these two onto. So, without further ado, I might as well show you the rods. Now, I saw these rods a couple of years ago and they mega excited me. When I saw them, I thought, but they're really difficult to get hold of. And I've just noticed there's a couple of sellers recently in the UK that are just starting to sell them. Now, they look absolutely beautiful. And it's easy for me to say, oh, they look good, but will they do the job? Now, I'm a great believer in that I use equipment from that company on other stuff. And it's never let me down. A lot of people think it's pricey, and it is. But they are fantastic. And it's Savage Gear. It's the skinny water range. It's the surface lure range of rods. And I end up buying 4 of them. Now, overkill, yes, but it's gonna, I can do various different fishing styles and techniques on these. And if I want to take 2 rods of me, so I ain't got to keep changing lures over, I can do so as well. So I bought 2 trigger grip rods. So I bought 2 trigger grip rods. There we go. The skinny water ones. 2 trigger grips. You can see I've not even taken the labels off them yet. So let me see the size. And this one's 8'2", 20 to 60 gram. So 8'2", 20 to 60, which is going to be perfect for chucking out like rats and bats and ducks and frucks and whatever they're bloody called. And that'll go lovely with the Pro Rex reel. I've already put them on there before the video just to see how they felt, and from the size of my other rods, this I could tell this was going to fit, and this absolutely fits lovely with it. It's balanced, beautiful. So this Pro Rex reel is going to go with the 20 to 60 gram. So 26 grams, a nice cast weight. It's not heavy, it's not like my 100 gram, but it's a nice sort of medium sized rod for me to use for pike fishing. Especially when I'm fishing my local ponds, this is going to be brilliant. But canals, rivers, summer surface fishing. Most of my lure fishing's done in the summer anyway. And, you know, there's nothing stopping me using these in the winter for, you know, shads and that kind of thing, you know, like the Fox replicants and small size and, you know, smaller size lures, not the big chunky ones that I've been using. So you got that one, which is the 20 to 60, and then I bought a slightly smaller one. Remember, these are trigger grip ones. and these this is 7'3", so it's about a foot smaller, and it's 15 to 50 grams. That's slightly smaller, and that's where I'm going to put this smaller reel onto it. Absolutely, this one's going to be for my little fun fishing. These are for like smaller lures, you know, when I want to cast out like little surface poppers or smaller frogs and smaller ducks, just for smaller lures really. But what I'm going to do is have great fun on this one. I know I'm going to probably end up using this little setup. So this is the one with the SLX. I'm going to use this little setup for most and majority of my fishing for pike. Like I say, I did buy some larger setups, but I wanted a medium style setup as well, because I've got loads of perch rods and loads of perch rods and reels, so I can go out and catch, you know, up to, you know, in terms of the grammage weight on there is roughly around up to 30 grams. Most of my perch rods, even down to 7 grams. You know, I've got various different ones that will fluctuate between the two, but I wanted something where I can go out there and I can fish for pike, average pike, you know, jacks, you know, 4 to 10 pounds in weight, that kind of thing, because that's where most of my fish sizes are going to lie. But if I really want to chuck out some larger lures, then I've got a rod that I can do that with, as well as the 100 gram rod I have as well, which is the black range. So they're my 2 trigger grip rods to go with my 2 bait casting reels. But I didn't stop there. I didn't stop there. To be fair, I probably could have just done with 1 rod, but I'm one of these people who like a rod for all situations. So I went a little bit mental, even more mental, and I bought another 2 skinny water rods. Because they're so difficult to come by, and I had my opportunity and my chance, and the price wasn't too bad, I ended up buying another 2. But these ones are not the trigger grips, so I've got another 2. These ones are spinning rods. So these are going to be for like my spoon finishing, because I love using spoons and larger spinners. So size 5 spinners, size 6 spinners, spoons. Anyone who knows me knows I love my metal lures, and I've got some really nice metal lures I'm going to be testing out with these rods as well. So if you're watching, Marcian, which I know you probably will be, mate, I'm going to give those shiny little spoons a real good going over, and that's what I bought these rods for primarily. But again, they are the skinny waters. They are designed for summer fishing, for casting out surface and just below subsurface lures. But there's nothing stopping you using these for all rounds piking really. You know, if I want to fish anything that's going to, you know, sink to the bottom, you know, jigs, that kind of thing, shad jigs and stuff. So yeah, this the bigger one of the 2 is let's have a look, 8 foot, and it's 20 to 60. So it's the same casting weight as the one on the bait caster, but obviously this is a fixed ball. So again, this is good for really sort of maybe sort of medium-sized bucktail spinners, spinner baits, big spinner baits, that kind of thing, big shads. You know, I'm going to have real good fun with these ones. So what I could do is I could go out and maybe take the 2 heavier rods in the 2 different styles, and then take the 2 lighter rods in the 2 different styles. Now, the lighter one is this one I know I'm going to have real fun on as well. This one's 7'2", 10 to 30 grams. So this one is a real light, small rod, 10 to 30. This is going to be fantastic to play fish on, and I cannot wait. I don't think you realise how excited I am to get out there and start lure fishing. And I wanted to get all my lure fishing stuff, for pike especially, ready for the spring, fishing on canals hopefully, and obviously throughout the summer on rivers. Obviously not in the height of summer. You know, I don't really like to fish for pike in the height of summer, but on cooler, you know, spring, autumn times, just before the start of the pike season, I have no problems with doing a bit of lure fishing and catching pike, as long as you give them a good rest in the net, and make sure you bring them in as soon as you can, within reason, you know, because they exert their energy. So yeah, I know all the rules with fishing. Well, not there isn't rules, but taking care that the pike's going to be well looked after when fishing in warmer conditions. So yeah, that's my 4 rods. So 2 sort of medium size and 2 light size ones for my pike fishing. I'm really excited to be fishing with those. I bought some gloves as well. You know, just when it gets a little bit, you know, a little bit cooler, my fingers start getting cold, especially when you're using these. When I remember rightly, and I was using bait casting reels. I remember, because as you're bringing it back, the water sprays onto your hands. These are just, you know, slightly cooler conditions probably help with keeping my hands a bit warmer. And really the last things is I didn't have many lure boxes and lure cases and stuff like that. I got rid of all my lure stuff years ago, apart from for my perch. But I didn't really have any decent perch boxes, so again I went a bit mental, and I bought a load of lure boxes. Now again, I want to stress I'm not sponsored by Savage Gear, although it probably seemed like it. It's just I've got great faith and I love their products. I'm not saying all their products are perfect. I heard a lot of bad things about the line through perch and that, where it's just they can be really dodgy. So some people re-rig them themselves with the wire and that kind of thing, just to make sure that there's no snappages at the crimps part of the crimp part of the tray. So yeah, I'm gonna probably rewire my own line through perch just to be on the safe side. But going back to what I've also bought is boxes. So I bought this larger lure box, shoulder bag. Comes with two boxes. This one I've already kitted out. I've got my selection of lures just to use on a day session or a couple of hour session. This is the lures I've been using so far. They're all sort of up to about 40-50 grams. And like I said, I've done 3 sessions and I've only had 2 follows. I've not had a pike strike as of yet. Maybe it's my technique. Maybe, you know, I need to get back into the swing of things. It's only a matter of time, hopefully, before I put one on a bank. So, yeah. So that's for my big pike lures. So everything in there is going to be on my big day session. You know, I've got a couple of these bigger boxes, so I can swap them out. So if I want to put my larger box, if I want to take my larger rod set up, then I can put my larger lures in there and I can just swap the boxes out with the lures in. Just take a little handful of lures. I mean, that's far too many lures. I mean, really, I only need to take 5 or 6 lures, really. Don't really want to take too many, because you just end up getting a bit arse about face, and you you can get a little bit too complex, and lure fishing doesn't really need to be that way. Although it may seem like that with all the gear I've got. I haven't bought a net. I did have a Savage Gear net, but I gave that to my boss. I've still got my Fox Rage Compact, and I love that net, I really do. So I feel no need to get rid of that. But what I will do is I need to get a type of roll mat, unhooking mat, so I can slide them into my lure bags when I go lure fishing. The less I take, the better, because obviously I'm trying to get myself back into health. So I've got 2 other bags. This is the smallest. This is focus here. So this is the smaller one of the 2. This one I bought for my drop shotting equipment. So it's got 3 little boxes in there. Maybe some really small jigs, you know, little 3 gram jig heads and little sort of tiny little, I don't know, micro fries and things like that. You've got Ziploc bags in there as well. So this is going to be all for my small perch stuff, you know, just for perch. If I want to go out and I want to just take my drop shotting rod, that would be ideal for just taking you know, the smallest amount of tackle. I don't need to take that much. And then all my little plugs and stuff about that size, spoons, spinners, you know, for my sort of larger perch, all round pike, jacks, zander, that kind of thing. I needed a bag for that as well. So the bag you just saw was a small bag, and I've ended up buying the medium version. This does come in a bigger size as well. There's so many bags by Savage Gear out there, and I had a look at the range, went through and really thought about what I wanted in terms of where I want to put what lures I have left over from 15 years ago, because I do have quite a few lures still left over. And this is ideal for sort of if I want to go out there and I want to just take my light pike rod or my zander rod, that kind of thing. So I've got a couple of Shimano Yassi rods as well. You guys may have seen. I've got a nice zander Shimano Yassi rod, which is about, you know, I think it was 20 to 40 grams or 15 to 40 gram casting weight, which is good for shad fishing and, you know, using a various different size, medium sized lures, small to medium. And that's basically what this bag's for. So again, I'd say it's probably got the same amount of boxes in there, if not the same type of boxes. Yeah, so you've got 3 different boxes in there. These are the medium sized boxes. So and you also got some Ziplocs as well in there. You know, if you want to put spinner baits and stuff like that in there, or you know, if you wanted to put larger swim baits, that kind of thing. But my swim baits will be in my big swim baits will be in my big bag for my big pike stuff. So as you can see, I've gone a little bit mental, and I've gone out and I bought loads of stuff for lure fishing. Again, this is it. You know, once I've bought all the gear I need, that's it. I've got it. So you won't see me taking all this gear out one go. Obviously, some people may accumulate over a period of time. I went a little bit mental and just bought it all in one go, and then it's done. It's done and dusted. As far as I'm concerned, all I really do need to buy now is just the odd bits and pieces. You know, I've got loads of traces made up. I bought some of that Not Too Kinky, which was recommended by my little group who I speak to. You know, Dom Fishing UK, Drew mentioned that to me as well, and also Steve Keeler, Black Country Piker. He said that he was recommended it to by the other two, and he's never had a problem with it. So I went out, bought some in £75, and I bought some in, I think it's 55 as well. So, you know, for different size lures. And yeah, so basically I'm kitted out for lure fishing now for pike, and I'm gagging to get out and give it a real go, really. Like I say, I've done 3 sessions. Nothing materialised. I mean, they didn't go any longer than 2.5 hours anyway. And it was a bit of cold. Maybe I was doing things right, maybe I wasn't. I did just take swim baits with me, just trying to get that couple of fish, but it just didn't materialise, and that's why I just kept it a little bit low key. I did take the GoPro out on my head as I was fishing to try and catch any footage of me playing fish, but like I say, I haven't hooked into any as of yet. But as it starts to get warmer, hopefully towards the end of the season, once the pike season's over, I will still continue to lure fish like I always do for perch, but now I can also lure fish for pike as well. So I've got so many plans this year to get out there and do some lure fishing. For you guys on YouTube that don't know, I have got an operation planned this year. I'm not going to go into too much depth about it. You can see that on my Facebook page, but just on a personal note, I'm feeling a lot better. I've been seeing a lot of doctors, and you know, I'm going through a big process at the moment to get myself back to health. I've had, as you guys, if regular people who watch the channel, I've had numerous health problems for the last 2 years, and I'm now finally trying to get that under control. So once I've had this operation, then all this, that'll all come off, hopefully. And once that all comes off, it means that I can go and do a lot more fishing, a lot more filming. So by this time next year, I'll look a completely different person possibly, and means I can get on the bank a lot more and do a bit of fishing. But leading up to that operation, I will be getting out there and trying to fish as much as I possibly can. So I do apologise that a lot of my videos are not constant. You know, I really wanted to do 2 videos a month fishing at least. I've not been able to stick to that. I am trying to do as many as I possibly can, and please do stick with the channel. I know I get some fantastic support out there. People like what I do, enjoy what I do. I try to mix it up a little bit because I can't get out. Then I'll put a little bit of float making. You know, I've been making floats left, right, and centre. Just lacquered this perch bobber up. This is mine. I don't have any of my own. I absolutely love this float. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to get out there and try that for the perch come April. But I've also been making floats for a charity match that's being made, a charity match in February that I can't get to go to, and these are for the winners of the charity match. All proceeds are going to be donated to the family. I don't want to go into that too much because I haven't got that much detail about it, but well, I have, but off the top of my head I can't quite remember every little detail. I don't want to get it wrong. So yes, I've been a busy bee. I am going to lay off the float making. I'm just trying to sort of do a couple of prototypes of myself. Like I say, this I made for myself specially, so I can go out and I can do a bit of fishing for perch come April, like I say. So I'm really looking forward to the next couple of months. Like I say, the weather's really poor at the moment. Lots of snow, really cold weather. I know it's put a lot of dampeners onto the fishing, because I do keep an eye on Facebook and YouTube and other anglers, and people have been getting out and have been catching, but obviously the weather's going to maybe put a bit of a halt to that because it's really going to be getting cold and a lot of snow coming in soon. But I'm just preparing. I'm not a bedroom fisherman. I don't want to be a bedroom fisherman. I really want to get out there and I want to start fishing. But again, I have to take my health into consideration, my job and responsibilities outside of fishing. But I will try to get out and hopefully put some fish on the bank, especially with the lure equipment, because I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. Why I just left it out of my armoury, I don't know. But I'm such a lover of bait fishing. I kind of just put lure fishing on the back burner, and I shouldn't have done. So I can't wait. It's going to be good, and it's going to show a different side to the channel as well, because you guys don't get to see too many lure fishing videos from me. So I can do little hit and run sessions after work and things like that as well over the local docks. Right, so thanks for watching, guys, and that was an actual unboxing. I did unbox it probably about 10 minutes before I started filming. If I was doing an unboxing with my witter in, it would have took even longer. So thanks for staying for these 25 minutes so far, and thanks for all the support so far. 2019 is going to be a good one. I can really do feel it, and I'll catch you all soon. Don't forget, I've got a Facebook page and an Instagram page. You'll see the links in the description below. Just pop on there and you can go onto my Facebook page. I'll do most of my updating on now. And one last thing just before I disappear, the London Predator Angler logo, you'll see that I'm forever putting up different logos and stuff. The one that's up at the moment with the pike pattern on it, that's probably what I'm going to put onto new clothing at some point. I might do it sometime during this year. I might have a couple of t-shirts made up for when I go fishing, or polo shirts with that on there. It's not necessarily the main logo. The main logo is the one you're used to seeing, the one that's on my hat. But I wanted to play around with a few little bits and pieces. I just enjoy doing that in my spare time when I can't get out fishing. So don't panic. It's not a complete change of logo. I just wanted to put it out there and show that, you know, there's a few ideas that I like to mess around with in my spare time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Tight line and dead baits, folks, and I'll catch you all soon. And enjoy your own fishing. And I'll speak to you possibly on the bank in the next week or two.